what would be my message to marine protected areas that would like to better manage and conserve sharks in the Caribbean? I think there's a couple of key ones. First of all, work at the grassroots. You might have some great policy at the higher level, and that's fantastic. It's nice to have the legislative framework within which to work. But at the end of the day, if you want your management or your conservation efforts to be long-term sustainable and integrated into the communities, you need to start at the grassroots level. You need to work with those who depend on that particular area, those who may have been hunting the sharks in the first place, and need to work with those folks first. If sharks are an integral part of their diet, of their economy, of their family's income, then you need to work with them to look for economic diversification. You may never pull them out of the sea and out of fishing per se, but you might be able to actually diversify what they're fishing and where they're working. Tie in a lot of outreach. That's incredibly important. There's so many myths and misconceptions about sharks. And I find when you pull people into the water one way or another and let them see for themselves how magnificent these animals are, it's a game changer. It's a mind changer. And very importantly, they start to care for the animals. As far as that outreach and education is concerned, also bring on the judges who are very important in the enforcement. Bring on the decision makers, the legislators. Make it possible for them to actually see what's going on underwater. So one of the things that I'm thinking might be a really great way of doing that, because you can't get everybody underwater. Not everybody swims, everybody's kind of scared, etc., is to use some of this great new technology. The virtual reality and virtual glasses and 3D films underwater. So that might be a really nice way of being able to move that bar forward with a whole host of people that you may not have been able to do it. Enforcement is absolutely critical, because everybody wants to know at the end of the day, in a sea that for the most part suffers from the tragedy of the commons, which means that everybody has access to everything at any time, that if I'm going to stop you from using it, that means I'm going to stop everybody, so that it creates a fair and level playing field for fishers and for anybody who abides by the laws that are created. And that's absolutely critical. Another aspect that's also key is to establish that baseline. What do you have, so that over time you can see how successful your legislation and your community efforts have been in bringing back these species. It's not going to happen from one year to the next. It's probably going to take 5 to 10 or more years. Why? Because the generational time for a lot of these species is unlike cats or dogs. Many sharks, bull shark, nurse shark, 15 years before they can have their first litter.